What's the darkest thing you overheard but were too young to understand? I was 7 the first time I heard someone talk about me like I wasn't real. It was a rainy afternoon. I had only been in the house a few weeks. New foster home, new rules, new strangers pretending not to flinch when I entered the room too quietly. They gave me a purple toothbrush, a plastic bin for my clothes, and a bed with a flower print comforter that still smelled like the last girl who slept in it. That day, the older kids were playing hide and seek. I wanted to join but didn't want to be annoying, so I stayed quiet and waited for the right moment. I found a perfect hiding spot under the big wooden dining table with the long tablecloth that touched the floor. It was warm under there. I curled up next to one of the legs, holding my breath, trying not to giggle. Then I heard footsteps. It was the foster mom and dad. They sat down at the table, right above me. I could see their shoes, smelled coffee, heard chairs scrape, and then I heard her say it. "She's not ours, just temporary." He grunted like he agreed. "She's sweet, yeah," she continued, "but we can't get too attached. You know how it goes." He said, "I know, it's easier that way." They talked about dinner, about bills, about the weekend plans, like I wasn't curled up just beneath their feet. I don't even remember blinking. It's weird how you can be so young and still feel your entire heart go silent, like something just flipped off inside of you and never came back on. When they left the room, I didn't move. I stayed under that table for a whole hour. I wasn't hiding anymore. I was trying to disappear. That night, I laid in bed with my clothes still in the bin. I never unpacked again. Not at that house, not at the one after it, or the one after that. I kept everything in bags, because bags were easy to grab when you had to leave. And sooner or later, I always had to leave. It didn't matter if I was good, if I got straight A's, if I said thank you, if I brushed my teeth and followed the rules and made myself small enough to never cause a problem, because even when things seemed okay, I remembered those words, just temporary, like I was a rental, a placeholder, something borrowed with the receipt still taped to the side. I started practicing goodbyes before anyone ever said them. I pulled away before people could pull first. Teachers called me independent. Caseworkers said I was resilient. But the truth was, I just never really landed anywhere. Because when you hear at 7 years old that you're not worth getting attached to, it echoes. Even now, as an adult, I hesitate before settling in. I buy cheap furniture because I'm afraid I'll have to leave it behind. I don't correct people when they forget my name. I still sleep closest to the door. I still keep a bag packed, just in case. I ran into that foster mom years later. Grocery store. She didn't recognize me. Said I looked familiar but couldn't place it. I smiled and said I was just passing through. Because that's what I was taught to be. Not a daughter, not a forever, just temporary.